Stop paying for 5 different AI subscriptions, because Freepik can now replace your entire creative stack. We are talking about generation, upscaling, video, music, audio, all in one dashboard. In this course, you will master the full AI suite: image generation, complex video editing, and AI music just as well. Let's build. So let's take a look at Freepik's AI Creative Suite. It's so-called aggregator platform, which is not AI model itself, but they simply give you access to use existing models, and you will get access to huge list of such models which you would need to pay one by one otherwise. So it's quite convenient to work in here. First, you'll go to Freepik's website, which is freepik.com, and you will log in or sign in depending on whether you have or you do not have account there. Once you are in, you will see such screen. In it you can see navigation panel on the left, then you have your recent generations, some inspirational panel below where you can see what others have generated, and quick access to most used tools on the very top of the screen. Next, in the upper right corner, you can see your account and your current credit balance, how many you have spent by now and what's your current limit. But to see all AI features that Freepik has, you will go to all tools, and here you can see main 4 areas, which are image generation, video generation, audio generation, and then some other apps. Lastly, there are also spaces, which is kind of recent, and it's not so much an AI feature, it's rather a different approach to how you can generate. And here you can see 2 pin icons. If you find yourself using certain feature over and over again, you can easily let it pin up here, just so we have kind of a quick access to it. So let's start with image generation. You can find it under this tab. If we click it, we can see prompt and settings panel. And then on the right, this is your recent generation history, something like a feed. You can see here either everything, or you can select if only images should be shown here, only videos, or everything. So how can you actually generate an image? You can do that by clicking on a prompt here and writing what you want. For example, photo of a man wearing leather jacket and white shirt, could be New York street, and it could be, for example, during golden hour. This way you can see the prompt is fairly simple, and I did that on purpose because on Freepik there is kind of a cool feature which you will find here, which is prompt editor. If you click it, then your prompt will be loaded here, and you can easily let it enhance the prompt, because LLM models know way better what to put into a prompt, what to get rid of, and how to formulate the paragraph so it will work way better. In here you can see it introduced confident man, fitted black leather jacket. All those are tokens that I did not think of, and those models actually know that image generators would work better with them. soft bokeh city lights in the background, shallow depth of field. Let's apply this prompt, and you can see it's updated here. And now we can easily set whether we want 1 image per generation or 4 images. Right now I will use 4, and we can click generate. Now you can see we have a batch of 4 images, 1, 2, 3, 4, but we selected auto, meaning Freepik decided which model would generate your prompt. I would, however, advise you not to use auto too much, because each model has its own taste, its own feel, and each model kind of excels in a certain area where it might be not so good elsewhere with other applications. And after a time you will get to know those nuances there. Therefore I can click up here and I can pick which model I would like to use for this certain generation. For example, if we are aiming for realism, I would probably use Nano Banana Pro right now, which I can click on, and with the same prompt I can generate new image. One note here, not every single model offers you completely same options down here. For example, with Nano Banana you can generate only 1 image per batch. Here you have 1K, 2K image and 4K image, which is kind of a big one, but I wouldn't advise you to use it too much. Sometimes it tends to introduce unwanted artifacts, so stick with 2K, and depending on what settings do you have and what price tier are you on, certain generations might be basically free, like this one. Unlimited is on, so we do not actually pay for generation with this model, at least for now. So let's click generate. A new generation was added into the feed. Now our generation is done. We can take a look and you can see that this image is way more believable than the first generation. But we are not ending here, since until now we only used text as input for our generations. But with it, it's really difficult to maintain consistency either with the scene, with the lighting, or with the character itself. And for that we have this area where we can select, for example, style that we want our photo to be. Either pick from featured, or you can select photo top, illustration if we would be doing this, design, 3D, anything you prefer, but we are in the realism right now, so let's stick with photo. And you can scroll and pick the style that you want and prefer. Now I will probably pick natural style, and also I would like to help it with image reference, so I can click on character and you can pick from those that are already there and pre-trained, or you can upload your own image. You can click here, locate your image and use it. This way, apart from only text input, we also told model what style we like and what character should it put into our image. So let's hit generate and we will weight. Just as it was the case down here, it's also the case up here, because not every image model has, for example, style feature or character feature. Some of those only have like general image reference to work with. If we would, for example, use, let's say, ideogram, you can see that character feature got grayed out. Then it's Seedream 4.5, we have both features here. And for example, with Mystique, you can see only this feature is available. But let's get back to our Nano Banana. And in here, you can see that we have our image generation basically ready and covered. However, we do not end here with image generation, because if you would click on image, there are other actions which we can do with already generated asset. In here, of course, you can let it recreate again, which basically doesn't edit the image itself, it just creates a new one. Or we can upscale it, we can use it as a first frame for video, which we will get to in a moment. Or you can create variations of this image, where this image will be used as input image and it will be changed in the certain aspects, or we can edit it. If we click on it, you can see that we can prompt in certain changes that we would like. For example, make him wear a gray t-shirt instead of white shirt. Also give him sunglasses. With it, you can pick which model should do the adjustment, but I am a big fan of keeping it with the same model during all the generative process. It just works better. So we can click Nano Banana. I will keep it as 2K and it will be one image. And we are prompting this change with text prompt, because you can also do some visual adjustment, which we will cover in a moment. Let's hit generate, and such edit appeared here, and we need to wait until it's done. We created one more just to maybe compare, and both our images are done. You can see it is changed in every single one. Those are two different generations. They are a little bit offset, however it's not much of a problem. This is the original and this is edited. We can save it, and it was changed into a source image by itself. So let's try it a different way. We can delete the text part and we can use visual cues. For example, make this woman wear red jacket and add a tree here. With it, again, let's select Nano Banana and hit generate. And as you can see, it did exactly what we asked for. So this woman has a red jacket and there is a tree in the background. But this is just a showcase, so let's get back to our original image, which I like the most, and it will be this one. Now you know what editing image means, and there is one more thing you can do with image, which is upscaling it. If you click it, even though this image is already quite big, it can still be better. There are two main options: upscaler based on magnific model, and then skin enhancer, which is precisely focused to make your skin look better. But this type of image isn't the best one for the job because there is half body there and a lot of things happening around. I would use this with like real close-up of the face. For now, let's get back to standard upscale. And here you can pick whether it should be creative or precision version. It's kind of obvious that if you hit creative, it will get bigger and you let AI to imagine more new things in it. But with precision upscale, you are limiting it to really only work on details. With it, we have selected our model, which you don't need to change most of the time, and the scale factor, let's keep it 2x because the resulting size will be this big, which is really big image. With it, let's hit upscale, and here you can see that this exact upscaling process costs you 270 credits. Now our upscaling is done. Let's take a look, and you can see that this is before, this is after. We can make it bigger so you can see it better. So in here you can see that the skin is kind of grainy and there is a lot of noise, but after upscaling process there is way more definition here and you can surely tell what it is. You can take a look also on the texture of leather jacket. And it helps most of the time. So with it, if you are happy, you can simply click export and you will pick whether it should be PNG or JPEG, and you can hit download and you will get your first image. And now that you know how to generate image, it's really similar with videos. So you can either find video generation under all tools in here or simply click on this tab and it will change to video panel. Feed did not change because it always shows us our generations. And now with video it works basically the same. We can get video generated out of text only, meaning man in leather jacket and white shirt walking in New York, golden hour. Prompt enhancer works here just as well, so let's click it and make it enhanced. But here it will also introduce some tokens considering what type of motion will be there, because it was irrelevant with images, but with video you should always tell it what the subject is doing and what the camera is doing. So let's apply this prompt and we can try to keep it on auto without anything else. Let's keep it 16:9 and we can hit generate. But with videos I would not recommend you to generate clips without image input, because no matter how good and how precise this prompt might be, there is no chance you can keep consistency either in lighting, style, textures or characters. Text is simply not enough, and that is why we should always use at least start frame. And you can see that this prompt was basically kind of similar to what we did here with image, but with video it's completely different. So let's close it, and we need to give video model more context with start image. So we can click start image here, and we will pick, let it be our upscale version. Use it, and now it actually knows how the video should look like, because we are showing it through this image. But also there is auto feature which works the same as with image, meaning it picks the model itself. And I don't like that, because I know that every single video model has its own feel and is great at one thing, but it might be quite bad in something else. So now you can pick from a long list of models. However, my favorites, at least for now, are Veo 3.1, Kling and Seedance. So let's try 3.1 fast for it, because you can see that it can do first and last frame, meaning start and end. Some can do only first frame, some can also do audio generation, others cannot. Therefore, always think upfront what you need in the end and pick the model accordingly. Let's try two just to compare. We can pick Google 3.1 fast. Here you can select if it should be 720 or 1080. I will keep it 1080p. It will be 6 seconds long, 16:9, and we can add also audio option. And with it you can see it costs quite a lot because it's top tier model. If you would maybe make it even longer, it costs more. If you would make it shorter, it costs less. So let's click it and let it generate. And to compare, we will use new Kling 2.6 and we will let it generate just as well. And here you can see it costs basically half that. So let's generate it. And now our generations are ready. Let's take a look at Google. He made some turn, which I actually don't like here. And let's take a look at Kling. This one is way better. And it also has kind of different feel to it. But let's say that we are happy with this video. So now you know how video generation works. We could, however, also use, for example, Seedance Pro here, and you can create videos based on initial frame, but also the ending one. So you know exactly where you will end. And in here what I will do is that I will open this image. Let's go to edit, and what we want is make this man walking in a different part of the city. Keep the lighting. And let's create another image. Now that the image is ready, I can save it. And I will do another edit from this image where I would like to see, show me the other side of this scene. I want to see the back of this man. And let's hit edit. And now you can see we have our edited image, which is not exactly what I want it, but we can work with it. So let's hit save and we can get back to our video generation tab where we will be using start image, which will be, for example, this elevated shot, and then we have this straight shot. Now we can describe what we want. So camera cranes down on a man walking in New York during golden hour. Let's make it better with prompt enhancer. Now let's apply it, and with Seedance Pro selected we have start frame, end frame, and we can hit generate. This way we have even more control, because not only we know how exactly the video will start, we know where exactly it will end. And just to compare, we can do the same video with, for example, Klingo 1, and here we can even try do it without any text input, because two images are oftentimes really enough. And now our videos are ready. Let's take a look at Seedance. You can see it started above and we ended up with our end frame. Then we can take a look at Kling. This is way smoother because it is recent model and it becomes to top tier. I can tell that for sure. So let's hit X, and now that you know how the basic video generation works, we can do some video edits. So let's select our video, for example this one, and in here you can see you can of course let it recreate again, but you can also extend it so it will last longer. You can add lip sync here, or you can edit it in dedicated tool. Let's click it, and in here you can see that you can modify it, that there will be some change within the video. You can extend it, so describe how your video should continue. So we can write man walks into a shop, because if I remember, he is turning to this side and then probably walks away of the scene. We don't need sound, and extend from, if you would like to maybe introduce a cut somewhere here, so you will do extension from this exact time, but if not, it will be extended from the last frame that is generated here. So let's hit extend, and you can see that this job was loaded here. But let's get back, because you could also upscale the video here, which could be bigger. 4K would be too big, but maybe let's upscale it to 2K. And also this video is 30 FPS, but you can make it look even smoother if you bump up the frame rate. So let's do that. We can use 50 and let's hit upscale. Then if we get back to our original source video, you can add lip sync, and it's pretty simple because only thing you would do is to upload your audio file, and we will get back to it when we will move to audio features. So let's stay here. Then you can generate some sound effects there, for example car noise or something like that. You can trim it. However, the most recent addition was modifying feature, which is video to video adjustment. Not every model has that, and in here you can basically change the whole scene. For example, show me this man wearing dark green hoodie and baseball cap, and let's hit modify. Now, while this is being generated, we can go back to our first edit, which is extension, and you can see that he actually turns and gets into a shop. Let's move it till the end. And he gets in. Maybe if we would make another extension, he would basically disappear from this scene. But you probably get it. Now our upscaling is done. And now that you can see that we can compare this original version, which is a little bit jaggy. If I apply higher frame rate, you can see it's way smoother, and also it's upscaled. And now also our modified version is here, and you can see a guy is wearing dark green hoodie, and he also has a baseball cap. So these are the main video adjustments which you can do after your video is already generated. And now we will move to a third area, which is audio generation. In here there are three main parts, which is generating music, generating voiceover, and generating sound effects. They are using 11 labs for that, and it works the same as with images or videos, so you only write a description of what you want. Even if you are not musically talented, you can somehow tell it what you would like. So it would be like New York vibes and the style of 80s pop music. Make it uplifting or something like that. And with it we can again use our prompt editor and make it enhanced. You can see it made way better description of what it might be. So let's apply it, and you can set how long it should be. We can, for example, choose 1 minute, and we can hit generate. Then there is a voiceover part. So if you click it, you can basically pick who should speak it. So you will basically choose the language. So you will basically choose the voice. Let's do male. Let's do English. Let's try it. And you can hear a sample here.
Whoa, dude, that wave was totally epic.
Confidence doesn't need to raise its voice. It simply shows up.
In here, I will try this one, chat waiters or waters, I'm not sure. Let's click it. And here you will paste your script, which should be under 10,000 characters, which is really enough, I think, for most of the cases. So let's try something random here. Hey, I am artificial voice and I can sound this cool. And you can let it generate. Also, if you would like to maybe introduce some pauses, you can do it with putting your cursor where it should be and clicking add pause, and let's add short pause. Then you can prompt it to add some emotion there. Let's say he should seem angry or happy, something like that. But there is no point with one line. And also there is one last adjustment, which is stability. If you bump it to the right, it will be really stable but monotone and less natural. Then there is balanced version in the middle, or you can keep it on the creative part where it might introduce some crazy stuff there. But let's try it. So hit generate, and for the last part, which is the easier one, is generating sound effects. For example, we can do walking on the concrete. We can let it loop and let's hit generate. And now we can take those backwards. Let's start with sound effects. And it is what we wanted. So walking on the concrete. Then there is this guy speaking.
Hey, I am artificial voice and I can sound this cool.
And you can see this is obviously creative setting. Otherwise it would not be that affected. And what's most cool is this part, which is music. So let's hit play.
Steam is rising from the street below. Cities waking up and putting on a show. Yellow cabs are racing, a river made of light. Got that feeling, everything's gonna be alright. Oh, city night.
So you basically get it. It's pretty damn cool. And now we can show one more thing here, which is doing that lip sync part. We will download this speaking and let's get back to video. We can open this one again, and with this feature we can edit clip. And here is Lip Sync 2.0 Pro, and you will upload your audio here, or you can select this track which we generated right now. Use audio, and since it is already in audio form, there is no option to pick the voice. So let's add lip sync. And now we have our lip sync done. Let's check it. Turn on audio.
Hey, I am artificial voice and I can sound this cool.
And you can see it actually works. His lips are moving as they should, and if it would be shot where he is kind of a still, not walking, it would be even better. But considering he is walking and not gazing into camera, it's pretty damn good result. So now we have covered image generation, video generation and music generation. There are, however, some other tools or features which you might like, and those are under others options, and we will briefly take a look at those. With Design Editor, it's something like a simple editing tool where you can add some tags and logos and create simple banners. However, it's not so much of a AI feature. There are some, but it's a little bit manual. Then there is mockup generator, where you can place your art or logos on certain things or clothing or whatever. For example, in here we have this hoodie, and then we can upload our design. Let's select the file, which might be something like this. Use it, and you can generate such mockup with one click. It got loaded here, and you can see that we have an option to apply our art on this piece of clothing. You can make it fill the space, you can make it fit the space. It's basically kind of fun. Let's maybe try tea bag here. You will click it, upload your art, and it's there. Kind of handy tool. Then there is icon generators, where you will pick the style of the icon and you will generate yours. There is, for example, this style. We have octopus here, and you can either edit this icon or you can generate icon set, where you will type in, it will be elephant, lion, dog, horse, and you can get it generated. It will take a moment, and we are done. 4 icons in the style that we picked. Next, we have background remover, which does exactly what it say it does. We can select this image and we can remove the background here, so only the guy will remain, and you can see it's done. Works quite fast. Then there is skin enhancer, which we already covered with image upscaling. Next, image extender, because with this very same image we might be in the need of different framing, so we could make the canvas bigger and it will only generate what's missing there. We can prompt what we want there, but it's kind of obvious, so I am pretty optimistic it will do quite a great job. Let's hit generate, and it will give us 2 options. And here you can see the first outpainted version, and here is the second one. You can pretty much tell which parts are the same, and only what's around is basically changed. If you are happy with it, let's click save, and it will be loaded into your feed. And then the last is sketch to image, where you can start from scratch, and this one is mainly focused on illustrations or storyboarding, where you can, for example, write space scene with a spaceship, and now you will start to draw. In here I will pick the black color and I will create really rough drawing here, so it will create something. And now I will start to, for example, draw something with a different color. Then I can do something of this color here. And then I will use some light gray color with a smaller brush to create like a spaceship there. And it actually renders it in real time. And these are basically the main tools that Freepik offers you. But there is one more thing I would like to cover, which is the most recent, and it's spaces. If you click it and create a new space, this feature by itself is not AI feature. It is, however, a different approach of how to get something generated and how to work with many assets and how to combine them, how to reference them. It's, in my eyes, way more convenient. So let's take a look at it briefly and learn how it works. If you would be generating image, you would need to have image model that should generate it. So we could click image generator and it will give you such a cube. And here you can see you can pick which model should do the work, and those are the same that are present with standard image generation process. Here you can pick aspect ratio, I will keep it 1:1, and also the size of the image. However, right now it doesn't know what to do because it doesn't have a prompt. So we will give it to it. We will do right click and find text node, which is basically the prompt. And in here we can try professional photography of a street in Paris, let's say. And now how to connect those two. You will click on this little circular icon and you will drag it and connect it to this node. And those two are right now connected. So this image model actually knows what to do because it is connected to this text input. So let's hit run. And now we are done. You can see we have our image here. In a standard way, we would see it in feed, but in here it's a node. And we can connect this node to something else, which is really convenient because we are still within one canvas. So we will basically do that. We could create a new image node. It remembers our last settings, and I will change aspect ratio to 16:9, and I will prompt it with text node to make this scene happen in the midnight. So I will connect this prompt here, but I can simultaneously connect this image here. So now our image generator has two inputs because the first one only had one. Now we have two. So let's hit run. And even though this is not generated yet, I could already prepare this flow and introduce video generator here, because I can, for example, pick Seedance Pro. I will bring in text prompt. I will connect it and I will tell it, camera moves forward while cars drive on the street. Something like that would be enough. But now this video generator only has context from text input, which is not enough. And that's why we need to connect this image into this video node. Now we can hit click and it will get generated. And now our video is done. You can see it looks beautiful. But what is cool with Spaces is that this workflow already exists, so it's really easy to make changes either in the beginning or somewhere in the middle, and this way you can iterate faster. Because let's say I am happy with this flow and with Paris as a city of choice, but we can copy it and we can do the same thing here, only this one it will be Rome. And now I can generate from here, which asks you if you want only this node to be generated or you want full run from this image to this image to this video. And we can just easily hit run from here and it will get generated from left to right. So first there will be a city of Rome or some streets there, then it will be turned into a night scene, and then the night scene will be turned into a video. So let's take a look at it. Now you can see the first image is done and the second one started to get generated. Now you can see it's the same street, but it's changed into 16:9 and it also gets dark here. And now let's wait until the video is done. And you can see we have this in a video form. So this is the magic of node-based approach. It's different and it takes a little bit of time to get into it. However, I think it's more intuitive and in the end it's faster, because you don't need to like switch between tabs, you don't need to upload and locate your references every single time, because it's all here and you are just connecting nodes as you need. So this is it. We covered almost every aspect of what AI Creative Suite on Freepik can offer you and how you can use it to your project. Hope you like it and stay tuned for another one.